Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. So we are out here again today with the Crosman Phoenix 177 caliber nitro piston gun. We're shooting at a squirrel target. These targets are cool. I bought a pack and you get I think it's like 5 different animals all together. You get like deer, elk, squirrel, wild boar, and turkey. So anyways, right now we're shooting at 7 meters. I've had to put this thing into open sights. As you can see, no scope anymore. The scope that comes with these guns absolutely is garbage. I even went out and spent $130 on a Tasco Sportsman scope. Now we are talking Canadian dollars here. And that thing, it has got the worst reticle system I think in the world, next to every other Tasco. I had a Tasco 3x9x32 and I'd bought a 3x9x40, and it doesn't matter what you do. These scopes from Tasco will not sight in on any Springer or nitro piston gun at all. You'll get a bullseye maybe, take your next shot and it's somewhere else. And it's like, okay, well that wasn't a fluke, you know, I mean, you're aiming dead center and, you know, and when I set up my scopes, I set them dead middle on the crosshair to always hit that bullseye, right? Because that's the whole point of it. Anyhow, to no avail. I tried again this morning with it, didn't work, so I took it back, got my refund, and ordered another gun actually, and some ammo and some slugs too to try out in one of my guns. But anyway, so we're going to do a 10-shot group here at this range, and then we're going to move back to 10 meters, well maybe even 11, and see what happens. Now, a piece of advice: if you're going to run open sights on this gun, paint the tip of your front sight white with some nail polish or paint. Otherwise, black on black is virtually impossible to see. The other thing that I did was I took some white nail polish and marked the bullseye on the squirrel because it was red, and it's hard to see the red, so white's easy to see, and we'll see what happens here. I am using Crosman Premier pointed 7.4 grain pellets. I think that hit dead on. We shall find out when we check. That's one. I also have a bipod mounted on this gun now too. We do have a bit of a wind out here, but it's not bad. Fourth shot going in. Shot number 5 coming up. Six is loaded. Brake going in. And for those of you who are wondering, yes, I do have a backstop. It's actually about 10 feet back in behind that target in the bush. one more. And we'll take a look at our target. Alright. Let's do a grab and switch. Wow! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shots just on the outside. Let me zoom this out for you. So we've got about 5 shots just on the outside, and 5 right in the bullseye with, well, 4 in the bullseye and 1 just on the edge. So I would say that's actually pretty respectable. A couple of those are going to be slight flyers just because of the wind we're dealing with. But man, even a scope can't do that good. Oh, we did have 1 flyer up here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 3 in the bullseye, 1 on the outer. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 1 flyer that went up high. So not bad, not bad. That's pretty respectable. Alright, so we're going to move everything back and see how we can get it as far as the 10-meter thing goes here. Alright, let's move the camera back. And we'll just make sure we're at our range we need. I need 3 more feet to make 10 meters. No problem. Alright, there's our extra 3 feet. Plus some. Alright, so zooming in on our target. Now I'm going to take the first shot and see where it goes, because I'm going to probably have to adjust my height. We'll have to see. We're right on the outside edge of that bullseye. So maybe 1 up. I haven't shot open sights at this range in a long time. The further away you go, the smaller things get, so. I do love these 2-stage triggers though, they are really nice. So I'm gonna have to order a leaper scope in, I guess, for this gun too. Fell down. Hang on. Alright, let's take 2 more shots and we'll see where we're at. Well, it looks like the wind may have caught 2 of them for sure. And I was hitting a little bit on the low on a couple, but zoom this out. It's not as, well, actually we'll compare targets. Anyway, so what we've got here is 1 here, 2, 3, looks like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we did all right there. We didn't quite get the bullseye. Our first shot was actually right on the inside of that bullseye. So going up in height a little bit could actually help. Yes, it did actually help a little bit. So I'll move it actually back to where that was, and we'll go a little bit, I would probably say, to the left. So yeah. Now the elevation on this clicks into place, but the windage doesn't, which is probably not a big deal. Okay, so with these pellets, seems not too shabby. I want to do one more test, but I want to do hollow points, and we're going to do it at 10 meters with the hollow points. I'm kind of curious to see how well the hollow points are actually going to do this time. When I came out here earlier and first started shooting, this was actually my first target. My first shot was a dead-on bullseye, and then they kind of went out a little bit. Then I thought, well, we need to paint this. So then we got this result. And then of course we just continue on from there. This one was actually really lousy. And then of course during this video our first one was actually this one here. This did really exceptionally well. And then our last target we just finished doing right here. So let's get one more target together. I got to go paint the middle of the target, so I'll be back in a minute, so instant for you. Alright guys, we're back, and I got some 7.9 grain hollow points, a little bit heavier, and we're going to go 10 meters. We have not moved anywhere. I'm kind of curious to see how these hollow points are going to do with absolutely no resetting of the sight. But also how tightly they'll group, regardless. And of course we are still having to deal with a little bit of wind, so we may get the odd one that shifts. say this, Nitro guns don't have a whole lot of kick to them, you know? They're a lot smoother than Springer. So we'll fire off 2 more and we'll check and see how lousy we did, because I know I from here it doesn't even look like I even hit the bullseye yet. But I didn't expect to either. Alright, let's check her out. Probably wasn't a very good idea to switch the ammo. 7.9 grain hollow point. You saw the last target we shot. Last couple targets. So we got pretty close on one shot here, but the rest of them are down and around in here. So a slightly heavier pellet is definitely going to throw this gun off. Well, it's not just the wind. I mean, the wind isn't that bad, but wow, that's a huge difference. So I'm thinking that it should have grouped a little bit tighter, but because of the type of pellet and it's slightly heavier, it's not doing so great, you know, as what it probably could. So we're going to shoot one last one, and I'll just do 5 shots through it, and then we'll sum everything up. Now this time I also did not paint the middle part of the target white. It's actually still red. But we're going to go right back to the Premier pointed pellets and use them, because that's what we use to sight the gun in with. It's hard to see that red spot. I mean, probably aiming a little low. Like I said, seeing that red spot from 33 feet away, it's just, it's non-existent. You can't even see it. Catch this one, I'm sure. Alright, last shot. I'm probably over 5 anyway. Alright, that's it. Let's check our target out. Well, looks like we got 2 in one of the holes the same. We actually did get a bullseye. That's actually impressive. So the grouping is a little spread, but part of that, of course, we are dealing with the wind. It is a sideways wind, and it's kind of sometimes blowing left, sometimes right. But otherwise, I think that's actually not too shabby. Definitely will be a lot better, tighter group when there's no wind at all. 177 pellets are extremely sensitive to wind compared to a 22. And this gun is running rather close to the hot side of the 500. It's easily running 497s a lot. And of course it's going to run a little bit slower with those 7.9s, but with the 7.4s it's running pretty hot towards that 500 mark. So it does have plenty of speed. But the wind just does catch 177s a lot easier no matter what. But I think our next thing we're going to do is actually a full out review on this rifle. I think it's more than time to do that, and we'll talk about the thing. I will mount the original scope back on this rifle for that video. And I'll try and sight it in a little bit too. Not that it's going to stay, but anyways, that's our accuracy testing. I'm, for the most part, rather happy. If it wasn't for the wind, it would be a lot better grouping. But I am getting bullseyes, which is good. It's not scattering all over the place like it was with the scopes I've been through with it. I've tried 3 different scopes on this gun. So the original one, and 2 different Tascos, and the original one's a center point 4 times. The Tascos were both 3x9s, one was a 32, one was a 40. And yeah, not happy with any of those scopes at all. But every time it seems I throw a leaper scope onto, you know, a Nitro gun or a Springer gun or, you know, any of my guns, those leapers, they just dial that gun in so tight, it's just crazy. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for the full out final review on the Crosman Phoenix, because it's going to be the final review for this gun. But we will revisit this gun another time once I can get a leaper scope in for it, because it looks like I'm going to be going leapers again, which is not a big deal to me. Anyways, catch ya.